right, I'll call the meeting to order. And will someone please read the opening statement?
Sure. This is a regular meeting of the County Employees Retirement System Board of Trustees Personnel Committee. This meeting is being broadcast via video teleconference pursuant to KRS 61-826 and may be viewed by the public at the Kentucky Public Pensions Authority offices at 1260 Louisville Road in Frankfort, Kentucky. It's also being broadcast to the public via Facebook. If you are speaking and are not appearing by video, please identify yourself before talking. In the event the video or audio broadcast is interrupted, we will attempt to reestablish a connection. If a connection cannot be reestablished within 30 minutes, the meeting will be adjourned and rescheduled to another date.
Thank you very much. Sherry, will you please read the roll? Call the roll.
Yes, sir. Mr. Fulkerson,
Here.
Mr. Cheatham,
Here.
and Mr. Foster. Thank you.
We have no public comments, so we'll move on to approval of the minutes. If everyone's had a chance to look them over, could I have a motion to approve them?
I make a motion, we approve the minutes as presented.
I second that motion. All those in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Move on to the CEO performance plan for 2024. We had a chance to review that, and is there any discussion?
I didn't have any real questions or anything like that. I think what I reviewed through, particularly with regard to one of the areas I did look at were with regard to trustee education. I would just suggest a couple of topics for I guess future consideration. Number one, I think it'd be well worth our while, not just for the various committees, but for the board as a whole, to have a good review of what the current bylaws and IS investment policy statement has in it, so that because I expect we're going to be looking at particularly the IPS going forward as far as making some adjustments and changes. The other one that I feel strongly we need to have, I know we're getting ready to have another training with regard to, I think, open records maybe. I think we need to have one with regard to board roles and that sort of thing. So I would just put that on the table as for Ed to add to his list.
I appreciate those suggestions, and I agree with those. Then do we need to approve the performance plan?
With those adjustments, I would move to approve the plan as presented and amended.
I second that motion. All those in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Moving on to the trustee recruitment, the election policy.
Again, I reviewed it. From my standpoint, it all looked perfectly fine. I know, Jim, you've had more to deal with that over the years than I have, so I would defer to anything you think needs to be added or adjusted.
It looked fine to me, unless staff or Betty has seen something that's changed and need to be addressed. But other than that, it looked okay to me.
I suggested this topic not because I thought we needed to change the election policy. The election policy is just there to give you an outline of how the election process works, which will come up this summer, and the election will be held the 1st of 2025. I think it would be helpful to have some assistance on recruiting candidates for this next election. We will be electing 3 trustees from the membership, so it would be nice to have some folks encouraged to make applications by July 31st. Not
That-
a specific action that the committee needs to take, just informative that all the help we can get getting a diverse list of candidates and applications for this next upcoming election would be helpful.
Okay. Well, okay, I guess then we'll move on to the trustee education.
And we can
Because
add
I do
the,
agree with you, Betty, that we do need to get a main diverse, even though I like all the present people, and if they all choose to run again, I would be happy.
and we can add the education topics that Mr. Cheatham outlined earlier with the performance plan. And then if there are any other topics for the next 3 sessions that we have on our agenda, it would be helpful to get information from this committee. I'm starting to run out of ideas for topics. We'll always have a session on investments. And I can generally work with Willer to come up with and Dr. Hackbert to come up with some timely topics on the investment side. But we have 2 other sessions that we need help with coming up with topics and speakers. So any ideas that you have, you can definitely forward to me or to Ed.
Will do. Thank you very much. Moving on to the.
Betty, I'm
Oh,
sorry,
sorry.
Jim,
Go
I was
ahead.
just gonna ask Betty, as far as potential speakers are concerned, can you give us some examples of what you're looking for so I can jog my memory, I guess?
Yeah, it depends on the topic. For instance, Wilshire is going to be putting on the investment training session for the first week of February. Sherry's still honing in on the specific day for that. Mr. Bronco is going to be providing the training on fiduciary responsibilities and open meetings at our training next week on the 17th of January. We have, I talked with GRS about a potential actuarial topic that when we have something significant to cover in the actuarial area, GRS will be the first place I go to. I talked with Dr. Hackbert about the style and format of our education, and he agrees that some in-person sessions are particularly helpful for the trustees. It allows us an opportunity to discuss issues rather than just making policy decisions. So the educational sessions are a good opportunity to do that. So that's one reason why I've included 3 sessions in our calendar for training sessions. And then we just need to fill out topics and speakers to match those topics. Mr. Cheatham, you and I had talked about a speaker from KLC, I believe. And right now I'm at a loss for the topic that we were going to cover. But you were going to do some research on that speaker and topic. I think we were talking about governing boards.
Yeah, I'll work on that and get with you.
So those are some of the ideas that we have.
But I'll put my brain to work, see if I can't come up with some options for you, Betty.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. We'll move on to the Personnel Committee strategic plan.
Is this an item we need to adopt?
Well, I'm
I've
not
asked
sure.
all the committees to work on a strategic plan for each of the committees, and then my plan was to consolidate those committee plans into a board plan. So it's one of the issues that the personnel committee needs to address. Yes, please.
So you need a recommendation for us to add that to the strategic plan. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Like I said, I skimmed through it last night, so I'm sure we can add other items if we think of anything, but certainly from a starting point, I think it looks perfectly fine, Jim. Again, this is more up your bailiwick than mine.
Well, not so much, but I did like Betty's suggestion to have the 3 in-person training sessions, and I see that it's on here. So when I reviewed it earlier, I was glad to see that. And other than that, everything looked just looked good to me. So unless someone else has some other questions, I
Can I
guess
ask
we'll. Oh yes.
Sorry. I was looking at this, I wanted to get clarification on the CEO performance plan, just in general. Because on this strategic plan, you've got adopting the performance plan in January and doing the evaluation in June. But I think in the personnel policy manual, we had it lined up the same as other state employees, so that you establish it in January, do a mid-year in June or July, and then the final year end is after December. So I didn't know if you want to keep that or change. I know it would make sense to change it if you wanted to because of the contract period in the fiscal year.
That was the part that confused me, is that it seemed more natural to have the two happening at the same time. But his contract is on a July 1st renewal, so I'll leave it to the committee to see how you want to handle that dating.
I think that makes perfect sense to have it coincide with this contract period myself.
Yes, me too.
Okay, so would you want
Yeah.
to establish the goals? I mean, it's too late at this point, but going forward, would we want to update the personnel policy manual and establish the plan, say in July when the contract starts, and then you evaluate the whole period in June? Because the way it's written now, you're establishing the plan in January and you're doing the review in June, and there's really nothing for the rest of the period.
Well, we're reviewing the 6 months of the old plan.
Yeah. Because there's one previous to this plan, correct?
Correct.
Yeah. Again, I think it's important that the annual review coincide with the contract period, number one. So I would, whether we're evaluating half a year on one and half a year of the other, I don't think that, should make a whole lot of difference to the evaluation process. And he would be getting a mid-year, which would technically be in January, assessment as well. So I'm fine with that calendar.
I am too. So
You might need to bring the performance, the personnel manual back to the committee to make that adjustment in that document, just to get it lined in the same direction.
Lori, is this a KPPA personnel manual? Or is
No,
this,
it's the personnel manual that the CERS
okay. Yeah,
personnel committee adopted and Betty signed off on it.
we may need to adjust that one to coincide with this policy. Yes, ma'am.
please, thank you, Lori.
You could do that in June when you meet again.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, so do we need to vote on this one?
The personnel, I think I'll make the motion.
Strategic.
This is the personnel committee strategic plan objectives. I'll make a motion that we recommend those to the full board for adoption in the strategic plan.
And I second that motion. Do all those in favor say aye? Aye.
Aye.
Okay. Are there any other comments before we adjourn?
I don't have any myself, Jim.
Thank you. Anything else you'd like to tell us, Betty?
I think we're good to go.
Well,
Excellent
thank you.
meeting.
Thank you, Lyle. Thank you, Betty. And now I'd like to have a motion to adjourn.
I'll make that motion along with the apology for being late. I'll try to do better.
You did. That was your pretty prompt, exactly when you said you would be here. Anyway, I think we had a nice meeting, and I second the motion.
You all
All
have
those
a
in
good
favor say
afternoon.
aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Good to see y'all. Thanks, Lori.